arch enemy. Carlton score their first win of the season by 15 points over the Bombers on a sodden MCG.
Spoke about yesterday at the game, just about enjoying the win and the feeling that you get, and not losing the sight of what got us there to experience it. So digging deep, working hard for 4 quarters. Obviously the best we've done it all year, and we've got a reward for it. But enjoy it today. Should feel good about yourselves. But then we've got another gig in 5 days' time against Gold Coast to as well. If you walk out of the meeting and you feel a little bit unsure about putting your hand up, saying you haven't quite got something, just go speak to a senior player, run through it.
Don't think about last week, about what got you to that state of being prepared to play. It's a two-way street, making sure you're understanding what's going on in the oppo meeting, and so when we come into games, we're prepared, ready to go. It goes a long way to winning games for you.
Look at your tapes, other conversations that you need to with teammates and with your mentor, your coaches, and then gear up for another crack at it.
You hate banter in the warm-up.
Bit of product in that, Cage? Bit of product in that? A little bit. Yeah, it's really up and Buffonti.
This wall stay in place, Scoop. Hope the foundations are good, mate.
Another pair of new boots.
On you, Marchie. Nice flash boots, mate. Hey, don't get them dirty. Huh?
Simmer. He's going white boots. Couple of good games.
Oh, I'm going to get a haircut. And then you get nothing cut. Get a haircut. No, you're an idiot.
Everyone besides you's been like, hey, nice haircut.
Who? I haven't heard anyone.
So much shorter.
Oh, what? You cut 3 hairs on your fringe and left your little fan out the back.
Someone said there's a really moody photo of you in the paper. Half modelling sort of shoot.
Murph was saying I was like this during the photo, but I don't know, I didn't see it. I don't want to look at that.
Might cost you a couple of coffees if I can find it, it's a couple of coffees.
Welcome to Etihad Stadium here in Melbourne. It's Carlton up against the Gold Coast Suns. Two sides that started their year 0-2, but both found their game last week. Carlton too good for the Bombers. The Gold Coast Suns, the biggest win in the club's history, 86-point winners over the Hawks. We're in store for a ripping clash tonight.
Making his debut for the Blues in round 4 was draftee Zach Fisher. The 18-year-old West Australian was drafted at pick 27 and after putting in the hard yards since November has earned a spot in the side to take on the Suns.
I'd backed up a few consistent games in a row, but yeah, I didn't really expect it.
Who's your favourite WA player that we got at our club? Who's your WA boy, yeah?
Cripper.
Cripper?
100%.
Righto then. Cripper? Come over here, young fella.
How'd you know?
You get to play alongside Cripper. Making your debut, young fella.
Yeah, big dog.
Okay?
Can't believe it.
Ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, appreciate it.
No, good man. Use your strengths.
Yeah.
Use your strengths. Bloody good kick, so back your decision making, alright?
Was on the phone to the family straight away. I was quite nervous leading up to the game, but once I got there, the nerves settled. It was something special because you watch people like Mark Murphy, Gibbs and Cruz play every week, and then I guess doing the warm-up with them, and they're all settling your nerves, saying, you know, just stick to the basics, play some football. So yeah, they all make it easier for you.
So when you go out there, gents, do you not know the game kicked off? I can count by thinking about your strengths. So when you tackle Zach, you hang on, you feel your arms.
It happened all really quick. I just kind of took it all in. Favola gave me advice just to have a look around and think about your parents and all the things that I've done for you. So I walked out, had a look, and just, yeah, it's kind of a proud moment for me. I'm sure it was for my family watching.
Winner of tonight, likely to be inside the top 8 tonight.
The matchup against Gold Coast was hotly contested, with the lead changing hands on multiple occasions until the middle of the third quarter.
Got hands to it. Gavani shoots it and nails it.
Zach Fisher was keen to make his mark in his first outing in the AFL.
Good pick-up, Fisher. This would be for his first ever in AFL footy. Get out of here. Welcome to the big time.
The third quarter spelled trouble for the Blues, with the Suns kicking 7 goals to 1.
Matera, the opportunist. Trouble now for the Blues.
Carlton battled hard as the clock wound down, but the damage was already done.
He sits it up, goal square. Martin down there, all the way home. Well, you take him any way you can get him.
An outstanding game, but Gold Coast have saluted tonight by 26 points, 17-6, 108 to Carlton, 12-10, 82.
Discipline to do what we know we need to do. We're not going to be a football kind of style. It's a pretty good effort. Pretty good effort. So it just shows the expectation of older guys and younger guys should stay really high. It should stay really, really high. It's never as bad as it seems, it's never as great as it seems, is it? My last one. Just got to do what we need to do for them. Pretty fortunate to play out there from enjoy the challenge of it. Don't shy away from it. Embrace it.
Round 5 saw the Blues embark on their first interstate trip for 2017, a visit to Adelaide Oval to take on the Power. Amongst the group flying to South Australia is draftee Cam Paulson, set to make his debut in the Navy Blue after being plucked from Haileybury College in the 2016 NAB AFL National Draft. The man tasked with presenting him his first Guernsey is mentor and club captain Mark Murphy.
Trained hard all pre-season to finally put it on was a really good honour, and to have Murph present it to me was really good because I've idolised him for quite a while.
Wearing this number, be a great thrill for you, mate. So how hard you've worked since you've got here. See a lot of similarities between me and you, so looking forward to playing out there with you tomorrow night, mate. So
he's sort of taken me under his wing, and we've done heaps together since I've got to the club.
It was actually a pretty special moment for me to be able to do. We normally have a past player come in and present the jumper, but Bolts asked me if I would hand it to Pulse, and I've got a really good connection with Pulse, so it would be something that Pulse will remember for a while, but it was certainly a really special moment for me as well. Go out there, take your strengths out there, got a great little step on you, real quick, short, thick legs like me. So back yourself in, mate. Looking forward to the opportunity to play with you, so good luck, mate.
Once I got to the race, I was actually okay. With all the guys around me, we had a job to do. I knew what role I was playing, so I wasn't too bad, but the crowd over there was electric and sort of got the blood pumping.
But it's Port Adelaide and Carlton from here in the City of Churches, 7th versus 14th, and the home team heavily favoured against the young Carlton outfit.
Fielding 7 teenagers for the first time in history, the young Blues struggled from the outset against their more experienced opponents, with the power booting 4 unanswered goals in the first 12 minutes.
So here go Port Adelaide. Polak again, lines up from 50, launches a long kick. What a fabulous start for Port. And the youngster trying to turn it inside, Paulson Gibbs, beautiful sidestep. Handball to Silvani. Silvani kicks a nonchalant goal.
The night didn't get any easier for Carlton as the lead continued to extend for their South Australian opponents.
Tringo's never kicked 3 goals in a game until now. It's a big one.
And the siren ends an embarrassing night for a young Carlton side. Port Adelaide win by 90 points, 20-17-137 to 6-11-47.
I think what you're seeing is what we said we were going to do a year and a half ago. We said we're generally going to reset our footy club, and this opportunity on a Friday night, a lot of viewers, good crowd, good opposition. We're never going to miss that opportunity. So there's some tough lessons to learn out of tonight, but I've got no doubt those lessons will help us grow.
It's really important that blokes speak up in the meeting. It's pretty easy coming in here on a Monday and just sitting there and being recipients. So make sure we're all participants this afternoon. That's young guys as well. What's important this week, especially early in the week?
First shot away. Make sure we're still all up and about and enjoy our footy, enjoy the week, and make sure we just get around and do the work together and do the best in this position.
Yeah.
A few times before, we'll be fine.
I reckon we've got to do a better job at, we talk about owning your career, figuring out what you've done and go to the coaches with some points of what you thought from the game and what you think you need to improve on and what you thought went wrong, rather than just what's killing up for me. Like that's not going to be a very good process for your football career. You actually got to work at it during the week. So if there's something in your game individually that you feel you need to get better at, try and drag a teammate with you. Give each other feedback, because we need to work on it individually harder, and then we'll get the results. We'll turn our way if we keep on digging in. We're not throwing the baby out to the bathwater yet.
Matthew Wright, a native of South Australia, joined Carlton at the start of the 2016 season as a delisted free agent after 6 years at the Adelaide Crows. On the player's 1 day off per week, Wright chooses to volunteer his time to the Lost Dogs home in North Melbourne.
Hello. My dogs are going to go nuts when they smell you. You're gorgeous. I suppose in a way it just puts everything in perspective a little bit. Like, you come here, take 2 or 3 dogs for a walk, and you're right, you don't really think too much about footy. It's all, you give 100% of your time just to the pups, and most of them got a pretty rough start to life to start off, so wife and I come down here, we do this. Anna usually takes a photo and chucks it online and just tries to sort of help them get adopted. So they do a great job at the Lost Dogs home, and what I do is pretty sort of minor compared to what they do there, but to be able to come in and help out a little, it's pretty rewarding. But we haven't got any family over here, and the Carlton Footy Club's been fantastic for looking after us and making us feel welcome. But yeah, by getting involved in some community activity, it does make it feel like home, and I'm loving my time in Melbourne. And Adelaide's obviously a special place for us. That's where we grew up, and we're really enjoying Melbourne, and this helps with that. Yeah, it was good to get back to the home state. I've spent 6 good years at Adelaide and made a lot of mates, and to go back home and play, it's a great venue to play at. But yeah, there was no sentimental sort of value there much anymore. It's all moved on, and it's all Carlton now, and we're really grateful to be given a second opportunity and to come over here and to be a part of the Carlton Footy Club. It's something, to be honest, you don't really think about it too much. If you grow up in Adelaide, it's all Port Crows over there, but to come across here and be involved in a massive footy club as Carlton, we're just very fortunate, and enjoying our time here.
"22 players have made their debuts for the club since Brendan Bolton took over as coach for the 2016 season. With each player's debut comes a Guernsey presentation from notable Blues who have contributed to the club before them. As rookie-listed Alex Silvani prepares for his first game with the club he grew up supporting, it's former vice-captain Andrew Carazzo who is called upon to present the number 44 Guernsey.
Obviously, I got Carrots, Andrew Carazzo down this morning to be a jumper. The reason I got Carrots down is to highlight it in there a little bit, because it reminds me a little bit about the way you go about your game.
Congratulations, mate. It's a big honour to pull on the Carlton jumper. It's certainly something I never took for granted. I've always had a lot of respect for you, mate, the way you go about your footy. That's best of luck, and that's happy like we always do, mate.
Name's truly interested in this club, and you will start now, mate. And when I rang him about the opportunity his career was done at Freo, there was just too much fire left in the belly. He just wanted to keep competing, so we like blokes to compete.
Welcome to the MCG. Lovely afternoon for it here. Carlton and the Sydney Swans. A fine young player too, celebrating his 50th game, Patrick Cripps. The name Silvani, a second one added to Carlton's list. Alex Ex-Docker will line up for the Blues today. Both sides at the wrong end of the ladder. Chance for victory appears for both teams.
The chance to measure themselves against last year's grand finalists wasn't one that the Blues were going to pass up.
There's a Barney with Buddy. Free kick. And the free kick's been given to Casbolt. What an extraordinary start to this game.
The game seesawed throughout the first half, with both sides up for the fight.
Go for goal, Cade! And he does!
Couldn't get the hand pass he was after. Now Buddy on the end of it, having a shot. He likes it, this Buddy!
Putting his body on the line, youngster Jack Silvani came out second best in a contest in the second term.
Jack Silvani is coming off the ground. He attacked the contest hard.
Just watching Jack run off the ground at the moment, guys. He's holding that right shoulder. It doesn't feel too good, I don't think, right at the moment. He'll go downstairs and get that thoroughly checked out.
Jack, do you stand? He's just being assessed at the moment.
Bit of pain.
Yeah, let's go smooth on. No more?
Sorry?
Right.
No, I don't think it is actually.
Just a bit of pain.
Yeah. Decent bit of pain. Get out there.
Youngsters and veterans alike made an impact as Carlton took ascendancy in the third quarter.
Waitering. Got it. He's got it all right.
Tried it well, it is, because I didn't see that other player there. He might get a goal. They're going to. Curnow, Charlie Curnow.
After a blockbuster final quarter and a complete performance by Alex Silvani, the Blues finished the game in front by 19 points.
You never want to have big losses, and yeah, the way in which we lost against Port was really disappointing. And to the guys' credit, we worked really hard throughout the week on the track, but also just by analysing everyone's game individually and as a team. And I reckon a few few guys who were sort of pretty dinted by the way in which they went about their footy the week before and really wanted to have a great response. And Bolt spoke about good teams having good responses when their backs are against the wall. They've had a disappointing loss. And to the boys' credit, we played a really good four-quarter effort and against the grand final side in Sydney Swans is really good for our young guys to taste a really good win after a tough loss.
We can't cop and we'll never cop last week. It's got to sit with you all year to understand that that level's out of our game. So well done. Your response was terrific. On top of it, we had to do it under duress. We had a few go down. So that's even better now. And you've got to understand how you're feeling now, what it requires, and it's every week, I know. But we're proud. We're really proud. All right.
The game saw standout performances from many Carlton players, but only one was lucky enough to take home the league's NAB Rising Star nomination for the week.
All right, I'm just going to ask a few blokes. This bloke's been sort of going really well. Rowie, what do you like about Marchie at the moment?
He's been intercepting really well. Giving a good run off the back line.
Do you want to just jump up here, Marchie? Marchie won Rising Star this week. Yeah.
Well done. Proud to get my nominated this week.
For coach Brendan Bolton, match day begins with time spent away from the team.
2, 3. Oh, it's a good battle. The green will win, won't it, Ned?
No.
Oh, yeah! Okay, mate. Well, I've got to get going. Ned, my 5-year-old's just started Auskick, so that was his second morning. There's 2 different children. He won a little certificate today, I think more so for listening. The week before he wasn't the best of listeners, so we tried to make him feel pretty good and special after that, so hopefully that continues. The industry that we're all involved in obviously takes a lot of time away from family, so it's a little Saturday morning at Auskick's a good chance not to just be in football in terms of the professional nature of it, just go there and enjoy it and watch the kids run around and smile. If I'm really honest, it's difficult. It consumes you all the time, and the challenge sometimes is to make sure you're in the present when you're talking with people that aren't involved in the industry, because for most of your day it's in your mind, so it's really difficult to switch off and be in the present and listen to the conversations that you're involved in. So I wouldn't say I was great at that, but I'm improving. I think time's the only thing that allows you to be able to do that. Yeah, it takes a conscious thought to make sure that you're in the present, and particularly around the family. And little Ned and Rosie are only 3 and 5. I've got to be quite mindful of that. 11 o'clock today, where we're driving into the game, where you get a little bit of free space. So that's the time in the week that you probably most look forward to, because you've ticked off what you need to, and then it's the anxious wait of, can you go and execute? As much as we like to say that we're really process driven and totally calm, we're looking forward to the competition as much as the players, although it's not in a physical sense anymore. So no, those emotions are there well and truly. It's probably why we keep doing it. But in front of the playing group, they live off the vibe of the leaders, and they're all the coaches. So we need to show control, and we need to. But I think there's also a space for them to understand and see our passion. Don't hide from that if it's required. Yeah, there's no shying away from their 2 really strong rivals, traditional clubs. One's 125 years, the other one I think's 153. So there's no shying away from that. But one that our players and myself are beginning to understand. It's a lot of history there we've just described, and I've only been there for a little speckle of that probably. But I must admit the the other thing is just game day. It's being able to go and compete. Yeah, I think most of us involved in the game, let it be a player or a coach, just they're addicted to competition and the challenge. So, let me tell you, this game challenges you on many fronts. So, as hard as that is, I think a lot of us are, in a way, addicted to that feeling and that challenge of every week. It's hard to find it when you're not involved in footy. The emotional roller coaster, although difficult, can be actually what you're after.
A rivalry unparalleled in AFL football. The round 7 clash between Carlton and Collingwood at the MCG shaped as a defining game for the season of both teams.
Collingwood and Carlton, say no more. Both sides on the positive side of the ledger last week, and a real interest in this game.
Both teams on 2 wins. The winner of this game will be just a game out of the 8.
So here we go. It's going to be Cruiser and Grundy. Curnow through legs. Missed Gibbs. Great tackle on Chris. Petrovsky-Seaton. Something out of nothing. And the crowd get a chance to erupt finally.
The game certainly didn't lack passion. Both teams battling for their 3rd win of season 2017.
The man is Simpson. Onto the left foot he goes. Has he bent it back enough? Yes, he has. Simpson just about on the quarter-time siren. Gets the vital goal.
The Blues skipped away in the 3rd quarter, and former Magpie Dale Thomas sealed the game early in the final term.
Dances around. This would be massive for Daisy and for the Blues. Bends it through. Crazy stuff.
Carlton's future shone brightly at the home of football, taking home a 23-point win over the old enemy.
The Blues against the great rival Collingwood, and they've rained on the Magpie Parade, the 125th anniversary is a Blue Day.